welcome. This is a virtual meet and greet with me, your girl Darlene McCoy, and my brother Brian Courtney Wilson. He's got a new album, and the name of the album is Still. I want everyone to just enjoy. We're going to show his video. You'll get an opportunity to talk to him, and we just get to catch up with him, man. He is, he's one of our favorites, and here he is. It's Brian Courtney Wilson. Hello, Brian Courtney Wilson.
What's going on? Y'all doing all right?
Doing good. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's your birthday this month too, though, right?
Yeah, man.
What day we doing?
Mine is October 31st.
I got you. Okay. Yeah.
And I think you were like, what, November the
next day.
1st or the 2nd? It's the next day.
All Saints Day. Yep.
Come on, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, happy belated.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. How have you been during this season and time, this moment in time?
Blessed and thankful, all things considered. How about you?
All things considered, I've been doing wonderful. God is faithful. And,
I want to tell you, you look beautiful. Your backdrop.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I'm just trying to hang in there. I really am. Just trying to hang in there.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Thank you.
I see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So this year, sum it up in one word. Sum it up in one word for you.
Oh man.
Wow. Is that, did I really put it to, that's too much?
It's one word.
I know. There's so many words.
Because I'm trying to find a good word.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got one.
Listen. Somebody told me.
I'll tell you what I do feel though, and I practice this.
Okay.
I'm grateful.
Amen.
From this word, this year up in one word is I'm grateful and gratitude, because it's forced me to look at and focus on what I do have to be thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
Bittered by the things that I can't control.
Yeah.
Bittered by the things that I see that make me want to rage out sometimes and scream and go clean off,
Yeah.
Because there are things that I have that are worth, and things that are to come that are worth building for.
That's right.
And keeping me.
That's right. That's right. It's worth fighting for, worth building for. God is doing a great work.
What's your word though? What's your word for the year?
So I was going to say, somebody asked me the same thing. I couldn't answer the question. I was just hoping you could do it, because I couldn't answer the question. I have to say though, when it comes to life and what could have been and what is not, I agree with you 150,000%. God, I am grateful. Things could have been so much different. Things could have been worse. I'm just coming off of the heels of 3 family members dying within 10 days.
Oh my goodness.
And then a couple of my children had COVID, you know what I mean? And but my thing is, through it all, we're here. We're still able to keep on pushing.
Ooh, you just made me think of a song.
Yeah.
Through it all, I've learned
to trust in Jesus. Come on.
I've learned to trust in God.
Yes, sir.
Through it all. Through it all.
I've learned to. Yes, God. Yes, God. Through it all.
That's it right there.
And that actually is that place, bro, that we live, to trust in Jesus. And sometimes, maybe, we've come through some things felt like we were floating and sailing and everything's fine. But even if everything has been floating and sailing and all is fine, we still trust God.
That's right. That's it.
We still trust God. I want you to know that I was so excited to know that you got a whole project.
Oh, good.
That you are that you're giving us. And then when I read about it, I'm even more excited because of your perspective that's on this record. Talk about that. Talk about what this is.
Well, it's a few things. When we talk about still, it's, we have to be still in our hearts and minds in these circumstances we find ourselves in right now. We got to find a way to make uh, the the uh, the admonition that we be anxious for nothing real in our lives long enough to stay focused and faithful and ultimately fruitful in ways that demonstrate that these mountains that we have to face down, whether they're emotional or physical or spiritual, can be moved according to our faith. That we serve a God that's powerful to move.
That's right.
So then we got to remember that we still have a God that loves us, is present, is merciful enough to come down from heaven and be in the middle of our mess, whatever that might be, and then mighty enough to do something about it.
That's right.
And the fact that there are still things we have to face down. One of the songs on the record is Inner City Blues that was written close to 50 years ago.
Mm.
Have to change a lyric because
Wow.
those lyrics still apply today in terms of the things that were bringing Marvin Gaye when he wrote that song, The Blues. But we don't settle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When we holler, we're heard. And that is the good news right there. So I was anxious to put that on a gospel. Well, I won't say anxious. I actually lamented putting it on a gospel record because of what we continue to see. But I looked forward to making that juxtaposition. Like we don't settle for the blues. We carry good news. We just have to continue to carry it and shine our light still, despite the darkness around.
And it's been, it feels like a culmination that we are coming to in our age. You know what I mean? That we're coming to a culmination. It's not like we haven't gone through so many things before, but it feels like it's culminating a bit. I thank God for people like you who won't detach yourself from what's actually going on in real life. You haven't detached yourself from that. How is it that you can do that? Because I mean, you could easily just be a church guy that sings praise and worship, but how is it that you can connect with more than church people?
Well, I think most of the world I am just that, like because that's what it has been described to me as a gospel person. You know what I mean? So it is what it is in that regard. But I will say this: I don't have a choice. Like I feel it. Like some people have said, hey man, you kind of an activist. Huh? I'm like, no, when people ask me questions, I'm trying to be honest about what I see. And it just makes sense to me that we should go vote. And it makes sense to me that if anybody is trying to hinder your ability to vote, that we should be fighting against it. And it makes sense to me that if someone is being a bully or someone is being unkind or people are hurting and we can do anything to alleviate the pain, then we should at least try to address it and not treat it as if they're making it up or coming up with some alternative story to address it. That just makes sense to me. So it wasn't like, an intention. It's more like that's who I am, And so what I realized is sometimes like I may have been a little naive about. I'm thinking like doing that, like
Wow.
but I'm realizing now, and you see a lot of things, from people who ascribe Christianity and Bible, where they're saying things that don't always jive with what I thought,
Right.
we're saying.
Right.
And so that's an awakening.
It is an awakening. And then, there are a lot of people that feel like, okay, well, if we disagree on this, then we totally disagree. And that ain't the case either. It's like, I think that the beauty of diversity is so important for us right now in this day and time. There's so many people that, I mean, some feel like this, some feel like that, but God is in the midst of all of us. At any given time, I have had times in my life where I was stuck on something and couldn't let it go. But God had to show me a better way, and this is why I feel like, we're growing. I feel like we're growing because if we will let go of our ideals and embrace diversity and acceptance, I think that would be a good thing. But you
Oh, go ahead, Darlene. I mean,
no. I just wanted to just say that.
I was just gonna say, I think we do that one loving choice at a time.
That's right.
You gotta find a way to stop boxing people in based on whatever your preconceived notions might be.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are choices we make out of fear. We want to protect ourselves being hurt. So we make these types of choices. And,
Right.
we got to find a way to let love lead us instead of that. And I'm saying that like, man, I got to do that for myself. The things I've done for myself and situations I've been in, and I've been like, is this really what it is? Like once I really took a step back and got a better perspective on it, I was like, oh, that's what that was.
Right.
With maturity and time and new mercies like that we get every morning, right? We wake up every morning and you get those mercies, and prayerfully you remember that and you can extend it to other people.
That's right. And extend it to other people. That's exactly right. It's a lot that love requires that we don't even understand what love requires us to do until we run into a situation where we got to make that choice.
That's right.
To love anyway. That's what Christ was about. And I just your ministry has always been bigger than church. Your sound has always been bigger than gospel, to me. And I just want to say I appreciate you for being true to who you are as an artist. And so let's talk about what else is in this record. A lot of people compare you, and you already know this, to Donny Hathaway. You sang one of my favorite. You and Gene Moore did my favorite Christmas song this Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, the best version I've ever heard of that song, and that's one of my favorite Christmas songs. But your music style, you've been compared to him, you've been compared to Marvin Winans. You just have this vibe that's all your own. And tell us what we can expect from Brian Courtney Wilson from this record.
I prayerfully you lean into it, and it does start to calm your fears and anxieties a little bit, expand your perspective on where God is in the midst of this, how you can introduce it, how you can be the light in the midst of what we're seeing right now. You mentioned Marvin Winans. We have a cover of Ain't No Need to Worry that we did with Miranda Curtis. And I look forward to hearing that because it's like an anchor for us. If you grew up and you remember hearing that song and how we used to feel in that song, my prayer was that we were able to continue the conversation in ways that honored Bishop Winans and Anita Baker with this song. So I look forward to hearing people's response to it when they get that.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Well, we want to show you a video.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Video right quick.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's a full-length video. I don't even think it's widely released yet. This is like an exclusive to you all, right?
Really? I didn't know it.
Coming out a little bit later, but this is anybody that's on tonight, this is the first time that you're seeing.
All right.
Here.
Well, check it out, everybody. It is Brian Courtney Wilson. Here is Still. Bro,
what you think of that?
That is powerful. I'm just such a fan. I really am. I'm a fan of your sound and your voice. Your lyrical content is always just so, what word am I trying to find? It's one of those, it brings your spirit to attention. Do you see what I mean? Your lyrical content kind of makes us Selah. And it just brings us. It really does. It does. And I appreciate that so much. I appreciate your work and your ministry. And Vincent Powell captured you. Yeah. That's something that is so important. He captured the authenticity of Brian Courtney Wilson. Your personality came through because you're just so cool. You know what I'm saying? You're so cool.
I gotta say how much I appreciate just over the years, just how gracious and kind you've been to me personally. I
mean it though, bro.
Thank you.
God bless you.
I'm a fan too.
Thank you.
The vibe is there, and I appreciate you for that. Shout out to Vincent for his wonderful work again in the midst of a quarantine. He and his team were excellent with us. I mean, you could tell there was love all the way through, love and passion through it. And I just want to shout him out.
Yeah, he's really amazing. He did a great job, an awesome job with that video. And you know, it is clear and it's concise exactly what needs to be said and how it needs to be said. So I think it's a powerful song. I think it's a powerful video, and I think it's going to heal a lot of people. You're saying what needs to be said, and I think it's fantastic.
That's the goal right there. So I appreciate you saying from your mouth to God's ears. That's the goal.
Amen. Amen. So let me ask, does anyone have any questions for Brian, Courtney, Wilson? I know that we've got people that are in and they are listening. And do you have anything that you want to say to all of us as from Brian, Courtney, Wilson, especially during this time right here? Because I mean, I'm trying to stay away from it, but I'm just going to go ahead and just let you speak to it. Like our nation is in an uproar.
Well, we just elected Joe Biden president.
Yeah.
I believe he won by 7 million votes, which
7 million.
Election I've seen, that's been considered a mandate.
Yeah.
So not only did he win a landslide victory vote-wise, he won a landslide victory from the Electoral College.
Yes.
And so I think it behooves us as people who believe that God hears us and sees us to just keep praying.
Yeah.
That, what's right is right, and what's wrong is exposed. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say who's right or wrong, and I'm saying that I don't believe you can mock God. I don't believe you could keep living a lie and then that cost you something. And I don't believe you can keep trying to put your foot, a knee on somebody's neck or people's neck and then not have to be reckoned with in one way or another. I don't think it takes centuries to come back. And so that's all I would say. Like, see it and keep praying that it continues to manifest in the right way.
And keep voting.
You know what? In fact, shout out Raphael Warnock, pastor at Ebenezer, is running for Senate right now. Worked very hard with Stacey Abrams there to make sure the vote was turned out so they can push this to a runoff. We got to continue to support good people. That's right. I'm not guessing on that. I know this guy.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, you know, I have to say I know him very, very well. And I'm very confident in who we will have in the Senate. So everybody that's on here that hadn't voted yet, make sure that you vote. But we're about to wrap things up because I know you've got something else to do. But Brian, it was so great to talk to you tonight.
Here, man. Same here.
Up with my buddy.
Let me extend my hand to you. Blessings and favor.
I receive it. I receive it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope the Lord make you cry in public, overwhelmed with blessing. I feel that.
You want the Lord to make me cry in public?
I'm talking about like I don't even care because it was so good how the Lord blessed me and I saw it.
You know, I would do like this. That's gonna be.
I see that. I put that on a few people. You one of them people. I want you to perceive that. I see it.
I receive it. I do. I totally receive it. And I thank you so much. And you know, we got your back on this. We're going to have you on the show.
Okay.
Yep. God bless you, Brian.
You too, darling. Love you. Okay. You be easy.
Yes, sir. You too.